Listen, listen. In 2018, our next guest secured a place in the musical history books when she became the first female artist to be nominated in the Best Reggae Album category in over 20 years. And joining us this morning, Grammy-nominated reggae recording artist Etana. Good morning, strong one.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm still in a lot of excitement, questions, and the planning and a lot of things.
I am sure. I mean, I can't even imagine how you must have felt, but try to explain it. When you heard Grammy nominated, how did that make you feel? Not the first time, but how did that make you feel?
My heart was pumping out of my chest. I don't know why, and I don't often get nervous, but I was nervous this time. Like, my heart was pumping out of my chest. I couldn't get my words together, and the person on the other end of the call was saying, "So how do you feel?" And I'm like, I'll call you back. I don't know what to say. And then I actually had to call the person back and respond. And to everybody else who asked, "How did you feel? How do you feel?" I have to text them and tell them, because it took me a while to get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
I was so excited.
Yeah. There's something, and I'm hearing I Rise in the background now. Roots is like a song that will never die. How challenging is it for you as an artist to maintain that quality of music? Like, each time you put something out, to know that these are the expectations.
I don't have expectations when I put music out. Okay. I just create the music to the best of my knowledge and based on how I feel, mm-hmm. and how I heard the song in my head before, recording the song, because you can hear it,
Yeah.
And after you hear it and you try to get the right people to put the songs together, and then I go into the studio and record it, mm-hmm. as I feel and as I heard it, and then I just let it go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't sit down and think, all right, like, that one you have to be number one. I never do that,
mm-hmm.
because
mm-hmm.
the people tell you that is not the artist, I think I wait for the people to say how they feel about it first.
Yeah, yeah. So you and I had a discussion about another album, and then now here comes Pamoja.
Yes.
I'm like, hold on, Etana not stopping. Talk to me about Pamoja and what inspired the album.
So Pamoja is my fourth. I'm saying first. Pamoja is my fourth independent product.
Yes.
Fourth independent album, and I did it in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Later 2020, because as you know, I released Gemini,
yes.
the album Gemini, in 2020. So
yes.
later in that year, I recorded these songs, and the purpose of it was to remind people to stick together, to keep relationships together, and to unite as a people across the board, so that we can, I guess, be stronger, with more unity comes more strength as a people. And that's what it is about: marriage, relationship, dance, everything that you can think of in life, everything, like all the aspects. And the title track, Pamoja, mm-hmm. definitely says it all. It says it all. And it was the first time that I did a song in Swahili, mm-hmm. no English, straight Swahili. Mm-hmm. I was nervous about that. But I did it. And as far as the Kenyans' response, and everyone who speaks Swahili is spoken, by many across all of Africa. Mm-hmm. And some of them come back and say, "Yo, I had to brush up on my Swahili to do this one." So I went in on Malaika.
Yes. So when I listened to Pamoja, I realized there are a lot of international collabs on it. It sounded like a really, really global album with the language, the Swahili and so on. What would you say are the differences with Gemini and Pamoja. Etana, I mean, I know, like people take a while to put out an album, and you put out 2 albums one time, and then one get nominated. I was like, what are you saying, Etana? Me not produce. What is my production level at this time? So talk to me about Pamoja, and who are some of the people? Did any of the Gemini producers come over to Pamoja?
To Pamoja, yes.
Yeah.
Elushua, who is Yasha, was on Gemini and two on Pamoja.
Yes.
Clive Hunt, I've got some hints from Clive Hunt on producing both albums. Like I never left Clive Hunt out since I Rise.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I feel like I don't know everything. And so it feels good to have him on board to say, hey, that track I know this need this or whatever, no me think. And some of his suggestions I did I did put into songs, and who else? And the same engineer, recording engineer, the same person who mixed Gemini, mixed Pamoja, the same person who mixed I Rise also mixed Pamoja.
Nice. You know, there are a lot of young women who are watching now, Etana, and your journey in the music has really been an evolution. I mean, you started off, and a lot of people don't know, you started off in a group, yeah? In New York?
Yes, I did. It was in Florida, in Miami.
In Miami.
Oh, look at that 4-year-old picture.
and then coming to Jamaica, working as a supporting vocalist. Tell me now. Yeah, I mean, for young girls who are watching and they're thinking about a journey in music, listen, lately we've heard so many things. We've heard about sexual harassment. We've heard that, it's hard. Forget the studio time. It's hard. Tell me something about your journey. I know it's been hard for you as well, but what keeps you going? What keeps you to be at the place that you are now?
That's a deep question. So coming up, like in my early musical years, I didn't experience any of that stuff until later, when after Claude Sayers and Fifth Element was no more, and Ethan Evans and Claude Sayers got incarcerated, and I was left on my own to find my way. That's when reality hit. That's when things got really rough. And I remember asking somebody in music, male person, to help me through, and he was like, "Well, me afe, you first."
Wow.
And that's putting it nicely, I'm on TV.
Yeah.
But it actually got deep. Like me afe in you first, because and I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it, because this is somebody that everybody respects. I was like, what are you saying? And so I left. I figured, I'd have to hit the streets and get my relatives and cousins together, and we hit the street and just promote the music that way. It was not easy, and I've heard some things. I remember another prominent person, popular person. I would say political person. I remember when I went to them for help, and it was like, listen, remember now, Claude Sayers and Ethan Evans is in jail now, and any man that you ask for anything is going to want. So don't ask unless you're ready to give. I said, okay. All right. And I became, people used to say to me, oh, I don't like to work with her because she's so aggressive, and she this and she that, and every name that you can think of that they've called any strong female, they've called me that, because, and given me names and said I've done things that I didn't do, along the way. And I remember one time it got so bad that I was told not to go back to Augustown, because if I go back to Augustown, they can't help with me with anything that happens to me. That's my hometown. They're telling me not to go back to. So, but I grow through it, and I learn, And I spoke with somebody the other day and I say, yo, you know, say, Etana, them time that to know. Come like, yeah, get soft. And I said, no, I've learned, I've learned that people's negative words has no power over my life. I remember when I was younger too, a woman said to me, you're not gonna reach nowhere. Well, not just a woman, a trusted guardian said to me, you're not reach nowhere, you're not come to nothing. You just gotta have a woolly pocket near your foot. You're not a dirt with nothing to forget them. You know, and I started to cry. I was like 10 or 11. I started to cry, maybe 9. And she said, watcha? Yeah, well, like, yeah, big man. You think you're big man? You think you're big man? And the tears kept coming down because, and the way that I'm saying things, believe me, it's the nicest way that I can put it because I'm up here.
I know.
You know, I remember that. I remember her locking up the food so I couldn't get anything to eat. I remember going from friend's house to sleep. When I was in high school, because I had nowhere to live. You know, some of these stuff is still hard for me to talk about. Like somebody said to me, why you don't share more of your story? I mean, I said, boy, I would have to muscle up enough courage to sit there and tell it without bawling like a baby. Because some of it still, I realized at that time, and I was asked why I don't share some of my story, and I started to reflect. I realized how much healing I still had left to do. And that's why I don't talk about the journey, because it was not, I think the best part of it on the musical side was being in Fifth Element along with people who felt like family to me. Who said, yo, that I'm your little sister, and everyone I want to make sure I know, say, your sister this. You have to take care of her like your sister. And that's what it was. We slept in the same bed, we eat out at the same pot, we hung out in the same yard, and certain things just, you were never violated at any moment as a woman, you know, and that was really, really good. The rough part was when I had to learn all the things I had to learn all on my own. You know?
Etana, let me tell you something.
Here I am today.
Here you are today, girl. We could talk to you all morning. And every time I speak to you, it's so powerful. And let me tell you, writing and releasing is going to be the best experience ever. Trust me on that one. Writing and releasing. Write that book. Because I find I'm a producer, because I know I have to go, but I'm listening to you. And it's a thing, it's a narrative that we continue to perpetuate globally and here in Jamaica, that if you don't go beg a man to help you and you say, okay, I'm going to try and do it on my own, you're angry, you're disrespectful, you're mean, you're this, you're that.
You're every name.
You're every name. And there are many attempts for you not to be successful because misogyny is real in Jamaica and we don't accept it. But today, here you stand, so other young women and young girls can realize, say, they can do it too. I am so proud of you, my sister. Continue to
Thank you.
Uplift women all over the world. Grammy nominated. Etana, me I put on my dress and stand up on my yard. But I forgot. But I was like, stand up on my frog and take a picture and say, hey, me I share my friend. Love you. Have to go. Grammy nominated reggae recording artist Etana. Can't stop saying that. Love you, girl. Coming up next, we highlight a few female musical icons. I mean, I know me talk out K and time, maybe not. But soon come, that much I know.